Are you trying to provide healthy whole food snacks but doing it on a budget? Then this video is for you. My name is Dr. Ruth Dotton. I'm a board certified adult psychiatrist, and today I'm going to be going through my no refined sugar added granola recipe, and it's super easy, much more cost effective than buying granola in the store. Okay, so first thing you need is 4 cups of oats, and I'm just going to toast these up in my oven, which I've preheated to 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. Okay, so while that's going, we're gonna get our next ingredient together, which is gonna be 1.5 cups of nuts, seeds, really whatever you have on hand that has a little bit of crunch. So I bought a bag of pecans at the store. However, I accidentally got 2 bags of craisins instead of 1 bag of craisins and 1 bag of pecans. So I'm gonna use whatever I have on hand. I have a little chia seeds, some pumpkin seeds I literally took out of a pumpkin, some walnuts, almonds, peanuts, like whatever you want. You just need about 1.5 cups in total. And I hate cutting nuts, so I'm gonna do it in the food processor. Then we need about a teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, but I like it super cinnamony, so however much you want. And then I'm gonna say my oats are toasted enough, so I'm gonna add them into the nut mixture. Then just mix all that up. Looking good. So those are gonna be your dry ingredients. Next, we're gonna get our wet ingredients together, and that's gonna be 1/2 cup of some fat. So you could use butter, you could use coconut oil, and then 1/2 cup of a sweetener. So you can use honey, you can use maple syrup. You can also use less sugar if you prefer, but I would keep the 1-to-1 ratio because otherwise it's not gonna be the right texture. I prefer coconut oil. I think it gives it a great taste. Of course, we have to melt it. Okay, and then I'm actually gonna add 1/2 maple syrup and 1/2 honey because I like the texture from the honey, but the flavor from the maple syrup. And then the last ingredient is just a teaspoon of vanilla. Then we're gonna pour it right over our oat mixture. Okay, and then you're gonna pour this onto a baking sheet and you're gonna bake it for about 20 to 24 minutes, stirring one time in the middle to make sure everything's evenly coated. Into the oven. And then the last thing is gonna be some dried fruit. So about 2/3 cup of dried fruit, and you can use whatever you want. I have raisins and craisins today, but you can add apricots, dates, pineapple, whatever you want. And you can really add whatever mix-ins you want. You could add coconut, you could add chocolate chips, whatever. The oats are baked and cooled, so let's go ahead and add our dried fruit. Okay, so we have our finished product. We got 2 of these, I think they're 4-cup jars of granola. Is it healthy? Well, I think that that's relative. So it's healthier than if you were to buy it from the store if there's a bunch of additives or added sugar. It's healthier than a sugary breakfast cereal or a donut out. I still consider this to be a treat, but my family enjoys it, and so I do make it every once in a while. You have other tips for your homemade granola recipes? If there's add-ins you like to put in or ways that you like to make it a little more healthy, then please feel free to share in the comments below. Wishing you all good mental health today, and I'll see you in the next one.